Well, I've got a slightly angry dog on my lap, so if she barks, I apologize. But early stream today, and many of you guys have probably guessed, it is because the Steelers have a playoff game tonight, and it's kind of like a family event for us, so wanted to make sure that I could go to that. Of course, the game got rescheduled. It was supposed to be yesterday, and that has moved the stream around, but we are going to keep on Black Bear grinding. We've been committing to this and trying to stay with it, and I won't lie, it's been pretty slow as of late, so we shall see if things pick up. Wasn't the new screen here last stream? Yeah, the last YouTube stream I kind of debuted it all, but I think this is a holiday, right? I don't even know what the holiday is, but I'm pretty sure it's a holiday. Is it? I thought that was in February. Oh dear. So anyway, the only reason I knew there was a holiday is because there were complaints about the Steeler game being moved to 4:30 on a Monday, and people said, it's a holiday, it's fine. So anyway, being that it is a holiday that I definitely knew was happening, probably more people get to check out the stream, and therefore, first time getting to see the new graphics. First time getting to see, oh, there's a couple of bears there. I was going to say no bears at our first lake. Love the overlay, thank you. Let's actually jump into the regular screen here for the actual shoes thing. Brandon, thanks for becoming a member, by the way. 13 months, welcome back. It kind of says new member for me, but it's all good. Got it figured out. And 2 bears down. Hey, what's up, Psycho? Are you here to ask when the bunny video comes out? New graphics are fire? That overlay is hot. Why, thank you. There are many cool things on Etsy. I should put that guy's link in the YouTube description. The same overlays and stuff are on the Twitch streams now as well. I do have like a panel in the description thing, whatever, underneath my Twitch for his shop, because he has a bunch of cool stuff, but it just kind of worked. I was looking for something that would sort of match the color scheme, and I've already been doing kind of the fire thing for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer than that. At the beginning of every video, there was like the Flinter logo would go to smoke, like right after the intro. Now we just have fire instead, so it kind of fits. What? Sour cream and honey would be gross? Where did that come from? How many kills did it take for your fallows? 6,139. That's the only one that I counted every single kill. Whitetail, I was counting like close, but if I killed 21, I'd say I'd add 20 to the total. If I killed 24, I'd add 25 to the total. Like, it would even out. And then red deer, kind of the same thing. Fallow, I was counting every last one based on the harvest counter. So that one I knew the exact amount. Need a map to hunt? Where am I headed? Ooh. Let me think. I was gonna say Yukon, but I feel like I suggest Yukon a lot. Let's do... What about Rancho? I miss old Rancho. I still like to go and hunt there. But every time I go, it's like, it's not what it was before. What fur variant are you hoping for? As was the case with my fallow deer, whatever fur we get, assuming we get one, will become my favorite. If I got to choose, like, you know, if there was... Kyla has suggested this a lot in the past. If the way that Great Ones worked was, like, you could get a Glacier Bear on Silver Ridge Peaks, you could get a Chestnut on Layton, you could get a, I don't know, what's the other one? Cream on New England. I would grind on the map for a Glacier, but I think they all look good. I'd be happy with any of them. I can't even read. My alerts don't say what that says. Thank you for subscribing. I think it was Sexa or something, but it's too small on my screen to read, and it didn't come up in my regular alerts. Are you actually going to Mexico in February? Well, that works out well. There should be a Great One brown bear. That was kind of something that a lot of people thought was happening with Red-Toothed Coast. Now, brown bear aren't a base game species, and to this point, they've done all base game animals, but Red-Toothed Coast came out. We knew there was a new Great One. EW made a point of not telling us what it was, but brown bear had the new furs and stuff. Like, they got the new models, they redid the textures. So when that map came out, I was grinding for brown bears. I really thought that was going to be the new Great One. Turned out to be a waste of time, but that kind of just is what it is. 18 here and 7 wind chill. Glad to be off today. It has been very, very cold. And it looks like it's only going to get colder. The next map has to be Nepal. Yeah, so that's a common, theory now, I guess, based on that poll that they put out. It was really strange for them to do that, but they've kind of done some weird stuff before, so I don't know. I was kind of busy when that all came out. I was prepping content for Aaron to come here for our annual rabbit hunt. By the way, we ended up getting 3 rabbits. I gotta check my GoPro footage, but I'm pretty sure, I know he got his 2 on film. I'm pretty sure I got mine on film. Should make for a fun video. And then yeah, obviously he was here, so I didn't even make a video on that. I kind of missed the whole thing, but I've been trying to keep up with it, and a lot of people are kind of on the same page, which is rare, I would say, for this community. Everybody, even when Silver Ridge Peaks was announced, it was the boxing gloves hanging from one of the towers on Layton, I think, and there were 2 mines. It was boxing gloves, kangaroos, perfect sets, we're getting Australia, and boxing gloves, Rocky, it's the Rocky Mountains. The fact that so many people are in agreement really intrigues me. Adam, thanks for becoming a member. Welcome to the Shoosties. Good to have you here. What's up, J-Tac? I'm ready. I don't know if you caught my football picks earlier, but I picked the Steelers. I'm riding with it. Oh, dear. Hope they add sun bears. So is a sun bear the same thing as an Asiatic black bear, or is that a different thing? I kinda sorta know sun bears from, I don't even know if it's Planet Zoo or Zoo Tycoon. There was a zoo game at some stage that I played in my life that had sun bears. What was all my fault? What did I do? Did Old Man Beeg make an appearance? So I didn't get him on film falling, but I did have him on film laying there. However, I don't think I'll put that in the video. Ready to run through a wall? I need a good Tomlin speech. You know what sucks? I just saw a photo of the field. It's completely clear to snow. The stands are still full of snow. I wonder if they're going to get more snow. Because I think the more snow is on the field, the better Najee Harris runs over the Bills' defense. When are you going to do another video on the Angler? Honestly, hopefully soon. In hunting season and stuff, it's tough. The Angler's a game that I really feel, for one, I'm not particularly great at it. So it typically takes me longer to find decent fish, catch decent fish, I should say. And in hunting season, I just don't have the time. I have to have a video done in X amount of time so I can get it edited and then get in the stand by, say 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock, whatever time I need to be out there. So that was a struggle all hunting season long. Now the hunting season is over. I got no excuse. I just got to get back to it. Not sure where that bear's at, but I don't think we're going to waste a whole ton of time. We'll just come back for that. Let's go. We'll try to get all the lakes down southeast here, then we'll go north. Steelers are bad, Packers are good. Well, Packers are good seems to be... Yeah, that was confirmed. I didn't see that one coming. I did think there was a chance the Packers would win. I picked the Cowboys anyway, but holy smokes. How many kills? Frankly, I have no idea. I stopped counting... I think at 4,600, back in, I don't know, November, December of 2022. Have since grinded off and on. It's probably over 6,000, but I would say 5,500 to 6,000 just to be safe. I really try to not, overinflate the kill count, especially when I don't know exactly what it is. It's interesting there's a track and no bears, okay. Let's try down here. This has been less than useful. Hunting season even isn't over. Yeah, but I'm not hunting every single day anymore. Playing the Cowboys is basically a bye. Oh, good lord. Any other team might have beat them? Let's think of the playoff. I think the Niners are a clear-cut, definite best team in the NFC. I think the Eagles could beat them, but the way they're playing right now, I wouldn't bet on it. They already beat the Lions. I don't know. I think they have a decent matchup against a good bit of the NFC playoff field. Okay. Whole herd of pronghorn. That's definitely what we're after. Counting just makes me sad. Same, to be honest. I kind of prefer to not. I think it was in the last stream, or maybe 2 streams ago. I kind of talked about it a little bit. When I did the whitetail grind, I counted kills in that. Kind of because nobody knew how great ones worked, and the whole kind of goal of it was to see how achievable it was for the average person. Now, this was before herd management was even a conception. Like, there's 100 things more optimized about, like, the way most people grind now than what I was doing back then. But the whole idea was like, hey, you know, 1,600 kills? Maybe you can get a great one whitetail. That's why I counted. And then it just kind of became a habit. But now everybody counts everything, and like you said, it just makes me sad, so I stopped counting. You should go hunting today since it's the last day. Unfortunately, I am not going to get out. Wait, what's that, K-Flow? If the Steelers win the Super Bowl, I'm claiming it as a Titans Super Bowl? If it means they're more likely to win, I'll share a title. I think it's all females here. We have been shooting female bears, but lakes like this that become nothing but females, I just leave them. Because we might as well just ignore this lake. I just wanted to make sure that's still the case. Alright, so what's left here? I guess just this spot, and it's been... bears kind of stopped showing up here too. So much French homework, that sounds lovely. We need a guide for great ones. I'm definitely your guy for that. I have so many great ones. I know what I'm doing. Yeah, it's just, you know, I've done great one grinding guides in the past. I've done how to set up grinding guides. It's, as far as like specifics and stuff, clearly I don't do all the like the nuanced stuff correctly. Otherwise, I'd probably have at least one bear and moose by now. 169 kills into the fallow grind, no herd management because my brain doesn't understand it. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like, for bears, I'm just shooting everything. They're too inconsistent with their respawns. I know people have successfully what is a group of bears called? Herd manage them. It's obviously not a herd, but anyway. It's, well, in theory it still helps, but like I'm not willing to shoot 2 bears in an hour. Like, I just get bored. I can't play the game that way. Moose, I leave small ones because in theory that's supposed to help me. It hasn't done a thing for me, but it's supposed to. Is that actually true? A group of bears is called is that supposed to say business? Score predictions for today's 2 games. Bills of the Steelers 31-17, Bucks of the Eagles 35-21. I got both closer than that. I kind of like, I did pick Bucks over the Eagles. I think it's going to be like a 1-point game. 2 field goals for the Eagles, a touchdown for the Bucks is the difference. Let's say 28-27. Steelers are winning though. 100%. You gotta believe. I think this is the last lake in this part of the run. A flock of bears. I can't grind bears, it's too unbearable. I almost made the title some kind of bear pun. And then I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll stop making it a pun. And then I tried to find a way to do a pun where I'm saying I'm not doing a pun, and I couldn't come up with anything. A posse of bears. Why early stream? To be 100% honest, literally because the Steelers have a playoff game today at 4:30, which would be usually during the stream time, and A, the last 30 minutes of the stream I'd be useless because I'd be watching the game. But more importantly, B, regular season games for the Steelers are like a family get-together. Like every Sunday, I'll go over to my parents, I bring Shadow, usually my brother is there, sometimes my sister and her husband come up, but I just... especially playoff games, the last couple of years, the Steelers haven't had many of those, so I wanted to make sure I got to be with the family. The other thing was, too, the last Steelers playoff game, the Chiefs game, there was an ice storm, so I didn't even get to go to my parents. I watched that one at home. I watched them get absolutely throttled. I can barely stand this. I've done just about every bear pun that there is. I mean, can barely stand this, can hardly bear it, this is embarrassing, did them all. A group of bears is called an infantry. I don't believe that. I hope the Steelers win because I want to see a 7-seed versus 7-seed Super Bowl. I know the Steelers already beat the Packers once this year, but boy, do I not like that matchup. That game was close in the first quarter. Best of luck to the Steelers. I'm a Bills fan. Listen, if you guys win, you got to win it all. That's the only thing I ask. I have nothing but love for Josh Allen. He's probably, especially, listen, let me say this Mahomes thing too. Huge Mahomes fan, love watching him play. He's maybe it was just the Kadarius Toney thing, but there's been a little bit of, you know what it was? It was the complaint directly to Josh Allen after the, what was that flag they threw? I can't remember the exact penalty. But anyway, I felt bad for Josh Allen. He finally wins, he slays the dragon, they beat the Chiefs. I know they beat him a couple of times now, but they were having a tough season, they win, and Mahomes just is screaming about a call directly in his face. So anyway, I don't think Josh Allen's ever made a misstep as a professional, and I just respect that. Don't you dare diss on Mahomes, boy. I'm not saying I don't like him, but I didn't appreciate whatever the heck that was. Oh, was it the offsides call he was complaining about? I guess it was. That was the end of the game. I was thinking it was... I knew it was like an illegal procedure of some kind, but I was thinking it was something else. I can't stand players crying to refs looking for calls. Hate it. Quit watching NBA as a whole because of it. It is kind of annoying. I mean, I get why. Like, it actively helps you win if you can get those calls to go your way, but I also don't care for that. All females. There used to be males here. Alright, again, we're not going to shoot those because there's no point kind of ruining what would appear to be a good thing. Panthers to the Super Bowl next year. I was going to try to come up with like a, oh, did they get insert new quarterback? But I couldn't even think of one that would make sense. Mason Rudolph, the Oklahoma State legend, finna lead the Steelers to the promised land. I'm just saying, I definitely have not imagined the pre-game commentary of Mason Rudolph benched 25 times, never given a chance, starting a Super Bowl. Can you imagine? I thought of it when I was making the football picks video for today. Like, even the only time I ever maybe just a little bit thought there was a chance Mason Rudolph could start a playoff game. The first throws he made, Ben Roethlisberger got hurt against the Seahawks, I believe. And Rudolph came in, he made a bunch of good throws. And I remember saying to my dad, like, we have something in this kid. And, he never really got a chance. Even like 4 years ago, if you asked me, would Mason Rudolph ever start a playoff game? I'd be like, no, there's no chance. And here we are. He's starting a playoff game. Raiders to the Super Bowl next year. If Mark Davis can stay out of his own way and retain Antonio Pierce as head coach, I think they'll have a fighting chance. They play well for him. How bad was it at the Chiefs-Dolphins? Like, actual weather-wise? There was that, I don't know if this was true, but there was that one shirtless dude in the stands. I read that he got frostbite from, like, the elbows down. Absolute maniac. Is it possible to get a piebald great one? There are, in theory, 2 ways, one of which can no longer happen. So, whitetail, kind of like moose and every other great one, really, they technically have a fabled fur type. It's fabled piebald, and there's been a few shot in the community. There's always questions as to whether or not they're legitimate. I don't know who's got one that's real, who's got one that's hacked in. But in theory, that's possible, is exceedingly rare. The other one, as far as I know, never happened. But when the Great One Moose came out, they had the fabled fur types. They could also be common, and I believe maybe Jaxy on stream or the devs, somebody confirmed they could spawn albino piebald melanistic. Now that they all have fabled furs, they can't do that anymore. There is like fabled two-tone, I think it is, for moose that looks piebald, but it's not an actual piebald. The Myles Garrett head tap on Rudolph made Rudolph become Brady. Myles Garrett is my defensive player of the year. He had 1 sack in the last 6 games. He's elite. Myles Garrett's really good, but I'm just saying. What do you think about Nick Saban retiring? I'm not a huge college guy, so I don't have a lot of thoughts on that, but it'll be interesting to watch Bama, I think. I want to see, because they got I forget his last, Kalen DeBoer from Washington. I'm curious if like the tradition and stuff continues or if Saban really was, you know, that program. Got the what bear and messed it up? Yes, the Bills are without Gabe Davis. Of course, the Steelers without TJ Watt have won like 2 games since he became the starter. That's not great, but you know, it's not like they haven't won any games. Don't you think New England is best for black bear? The problem with New England, while it maybe has more bears, at least for me, like this is kind of a patience thing and stuff, all the little creeks there's so much brush and stuff, there's so many obstructions to actually see where the bears are. It becomes kind of problematic to efficiently grind them. They're just kind of constantly in a place where you can't see, you're spooking things. If I were more patient, it might be better for me. What do you think of Jordan Love? I think they might have another 15-year starter. You know, they've been showing this kind of stuff on the broadcasts way more than just yesterday, but they highlighted it a lot yesterday. He does that same thing that Rodgers and Favre always did. He has that ability to kind of like float when he throws. Like, he actually sort of jumps into it, leaves his feet. And that, not only does that keep him healthy, but the arm strength and the accuracy to deliver those things time and time again. I thought even early in the year, he might be decent. I liked that he was willing to go down the field. I liked that he was willing to take shots. The difference is now, he's hitting them. Early in the year, he wasn't. What I missed, nothing too special. I swear, JTAG, if they draft Kool-Aid, I don't know what I'm going to think. I cannot take that guy seriously. It's probably not his fault, unless that's a nickname or something I'm not aware of whether it is or not. But how in the world, every single time he gets beat for a touchdown, can you imagine the memes? It's just not going to be good. What's up, Positive Raccoon? Hey, Acid. Did you know that the Miami Dolphins now hold the longest streak with no playoff wins? It's quite an accomplishment. Is it easier to grind on PC? I would say yes, because follow-up shots are easier. It's just easier to control recoil and getting back on target with a mouse than it is with a controller, at least for me. Oh, the Mission Browner, I gotcha. It is a nickname. Okay, thank God. Listen, you can't put anything past anybody these days. There's no way his name is Kool-Aid. There's some pretty wild names out there. There's that Noah kid that I'm not even going to try to say his last name because it's inevitable what'll happen. Quincy? Is that how I'm saying that? Hello from Estonia. Well, welcome on in, man. Hey, Mr. Biffin. Never said it was better. I mean, it's a name. Kool-Aid is not a name. I don't care what anybody says. Cold Weather 2 equals Big Game Dak. There's a Madden Twitter account. I don't even follow him. I just see all of his tweets because, like, you know how Twitter is. You interact with one thing and you see their stuff forever. And it's, you know, since I play a decent amount of Madden, it's fairly relevant information to me. Like, since he's a content creator for them, he's always, you know, tweeting about the newest stuff that's coming out, all that sort of stuff. So anyway, he's a Cowboys fan, and there happens to be a pretty good Jordan Love card in the game right now, who was his quarterback. He said he opened the game, and Jordan Love's his quarterback. Now he needs someone else. And somebody replied, "You used Dak in the regular season and Jordan Love in the playoffs." I was like, oh no. That wasn't cool. If you had to guess, what would the next great one be? Roosevelt Elk feels like a good guess. Maybe Wild Boar. Any tips for the Hunter Classic? Just started playing and haven't gotten any kills yet. Assuming you're familiar with like Call of the Wild, maybe you started with Call of the Wild. Whatever you would do in Call of the Wild, take it a step slower. So if you'd be running in Call of the Wild, walk in Classic. If you'd be walking in Call of the Wild, crouch in Classic. Take it slow, have your hunter made out, animals will call, and you can ID that call, figure out where they are, and then use your call, you start with a bleat collar to try to call the deer in. A couple of good beginner maps. Loggers Point's a really good one to start out on. I guess Red Feather Falls, you can shoot everything with the starting weapons. You have a 12 gauge with slugs that you could shoot bears, moose, and elk with. So those two maps would be good ones for beginners. Depending on, you know, what type of situation you're in. Because Classic is free to play, but obviously you can spend real money to get better equipment, I personally am a believer that if it's a game that... Oh my god, I thought that was a great one. I don't know why. I guess because it was aggressive, it looked so fat. Ugh! Just had a heart attack, sorry. Hang on. Jeez. No, get back here. What are you even aggressive for? Alright, I'm gonna shoot your friend first, wherever he was. Oh. What the? You don't even care. Alright, that one's gone. Bruh. What is happening? I just can't hit this one. Stop your breathing. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Since the game's free, and if you think it's a game that you're going to play a lot or enjoy, I would start out by not spending money on it. But if you start to like it, it's a free game anyway. Put $20 or $30 of EM in, get some like collars and maybe a better gun and bow. You don't need to buy every piece of equipment in the game, but you get some collars and a bow, honestly. You're set. So that's the approach I would take. See if you like it. Like I said, you know, take it slow, move around with your hunter mate, call animals in when they call, or obviously when you see them in the distance. And that you can earn GM, the earnable currency in the game, and you can buy anything that way too. It is a bit of a grind. That's how free-to-play games work. I think that's to be expected. Should have joined us for the drives yesterday? I unfortunately was busier than I was supposed to be yesterday. So Aaron left at like 9 a.m. I had to record the football picks video. For some reason that I remember that taking me forever. I don't really know why. And then after that, I had to edit the the bear grind video for yesterday. So by the time I was done with all that, it was like 2-something. I messed around with Madden for a little bit and then watched football the rest of the day. I love playing Classic, but getting good gear for free takes ages. It does. And like I said, that's... For a free-to-play game, that is just kind of how it works. But, you know... You can either take the approach I kind of talked about where, you know, you put 20 bucks in it or whatever, or you embrace the grind. There's a lot of people in the Discord who have grinded for some of the most expensive stuff in the game. All free. All GM earned through shooting stuff. It can be done. Got another non-tip. Nice. For your next classic hunt, you should hunt doll sheep. So, maybe the one after that, because we could do with a couple more sheep in the lodge. The next one I've already recorded half of. I knew this stream was going to be early today, so I knew I wouldn't get a full classic hunt in. But I'm going to do Loggers Point, and I think Timbergold Trails will be the second half. I hunted on Loggers for about 2 hours earlier. That'll be the first half of the video, and then probably Timbergold Trails after that. Maybe next week we'll do some White Rime Ridge. I still want a rare bison. Those of you that have been around for a number of years will know every single, back in the day, Twitch streams were Saturdays. Every single Saturday for months. All we did was hunt for a rare bison. Never got one. Just bought the Texas Lodge today purely by grinding missions for GM. That's a heck of a, because that might be, I guess it's not the most expensive purchase you can make. Might be the most expensive individual purchase, though. That's an accomplishment. Where did you get Call of the Wild and Way 100 games from anyways? What you mean? What's an animal you hope will be in the new map? Well, I guess it depends on where the new map is. I still want Greenland and muskox. I'm not saying I think they could actually do muskox, I just think it'd be neat. Other than that, anything with antlers. Like, there's a bunch of, like, obscure deer species I guess they could do. But as far as mainstream stuff, they've kind of done everything that's antlered anyway. I'd like cow's deer and tool elk. Those are a couple of, like, North American big game species that we don't already have, but you start to get into, like I said, obscure things if you really want something new, because, you know, we've got 12 or 13 maps or something. The game's going to be 7 years old next month. Your bison luck is still trash. I do have one big bison, so there's at least that, but yeah, it's pretty bad. There was a guy, and a couple of people recommended I reach out to him. I just didn't want to do it. There was a guy that, like, had figured out bison spawning or something, and he was helping people get rares. You would just go to a couple of spots, and you could see a whole ton of bison pretty quickly. I didn't want to do it that way. But, yeah. A lot of people have rare bison. I do not. Shot my first super rare the other day. Nice, man. What's up, Logan? The bears are, they're here. They haven't been liking me lately. Mini Mel? Okay. Oh. What place did you get those 200 gains from? You know, the two you usually play every day? Just on Steam. That bear fled kind of early. Maybe he's decent. He's about to come run us over. Nope. Hopefully, nice grind today. I feel like we're about due for some. We haven't had even a 9? What day did I shot that max score one? I prepped that for when Aaron was here, so like last Wednesday? It's been a long time, and there's been plenty of kills since then. You need to love the bears? I love them so much that I shoot them. I don't think that makes sense. I take more of a Flinter approach to my Great One grinds to just never get them. You know how there's like zag tactics and, you know, some people want to take credit for herd management and all that sort of stuff. I just have the Flinter method. Just don't kill a Great One. You'll be fine.
Just waste your time.
More people use my method than than anything else. Have you ever been to GameStop? Not in probably 10 years. Bought Madden 08 at GameStop, though. I remember that. Killed my first alligator, and it's a 443. Not bad. How do you get more males in your shooting zones? I don't know. I don't grasp how all that stuff works. Just milk the grind content for as long as you can? Well, you know, since we didn't get a map in December, that was a little bit of the reason I came back to the grind. It was like, I gotta do something here. But if that's gonna become the norm, gonna need to come up with things to do between hunting for diamonds. Have you seen the theory that the next map's gonna be Asia? Yeah, it was a weird weird thing by EW to like put some animals that aren't in the game in their survey for the next Great One, and it wasn't like species that made sense. So that's kind of what spawned that theory. Anybody else see that blur go by there? Emmanuel, thanks for becoming a Shusty. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. If you're not in the Discord, by the way, be sure to join that as well. Link up your YouTube, get the member role, make the most of all that, and enjoy the green name and emojis. By the way, I wish YouTube had animated emojis, but I am going to add another emoji or two here on YouTube. And also, I think something I'll do, I'll add all the emojis that are on Twitch to Discord, so you guys can at least use them there if you have Nitro and other servers and stuff. Well, the Twitch ones for Discord, they only show the static, so I have to add the animated ones to Discord myself. What's your most wanted rare that's not a super rare? Just an albino male lion. Gold. I've got a dark brown. I've got 2 blonde gold. Actually, multiple dark brown golds. Just never had an albino gold. Since there wasn't a December map, I'm hoping that it's like 2 times the size of normal maps. That'd be cool. It's kind of like the inverse of Aurora Shores in Way the Hunter. Leslie, thanks for becoming a Shusty. Appreciate that, and congrats on the turkey. I see that in your profile picture. Anyway, yeah, Aurora Shores and Way the Hunter. I love the map. It's great, but it's so small. You get bored of it quick. A huge map in Call of the Wild would be insane. You are the best YouTuber. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Gold albino grizzly, that's on the list too. If you put the 2 side by side and said one immediately despawns when you shoot the other, I'd take the lion because I've only had 1 albino male lion ever. I've shot 4 or 5 albino male grizzlies, just they're all little. Can you do a quick rundown of what your strategy is for bear? Shoot them all. That's it. That's all I'm doing. Like I've got 2 main areas I focus on. Kind of the plains down here, and then the northwestish area. There are some bears in around here and up here. I'm just not getting very many, so I've kind of eliminated those from the grind. Osmosis, thanks for becoming a Shusty as well. Good to have you here. Once again, be sure to join the Discord and get that member role. We got a whole gaggle of Shusties out here. We could have a Shusty army and a Schuster army. Golden Game coming in with that membership as well. Thank you so much, man. I do suppose you heard the join the Discord spiel there. But yeah, guys, make sure you do that. Get the emojis and stuff and the role in Discord. Also, I keep forgetting to actually add this to the perks that you can visibly see. But members do get access to every new video anywhere from like 2 to 12 hours early, just depending on how quickly I get the video out. There are a couple of videos that I don't get out early, but for the most part, all the videos are available like around noon Eastern versus the regular release time is 5 p.m. Do you know how rares work on Way the Hunter? What's up, Mel? Do I know how they work? As far as I know, it's just random spawn. So the encyclopedia says that melanism is a product of high fitness. However, I guess, was it Michael in the Way the Hunter Discord said that's actually not true? So, something, they should either remove that from the encyclopedia or whatever. But yeah, as far as I know, just random chance. Shooting female, I've noticed when hunting other predators that males won't spawn back till female in the same zone dies. Yes, same here. Red fox, gray fox. What was the other one? Another pair animal. Oh, raccoon dogs. I had the exact same experience with them. What gun? This is the 338 from the Hunter Power Pack. What if the community went against you in the survey and voted for a Great One Bobcat? I'm never getting one. I'll tell you that. If it took me that long to kill 1 diamond, a Great One's just not in the cards for me. Can you do a guide for Way the Hunter? I need to. I really do. I've been intending to do one, and then just everything gets away from me. And now with Way the Hunter, I'm really trying to focus on that melanistic moose. So if we can get him to age up, maybe we can take him out. Inevitably, a melanistic caribou will show up about the time he's ready to be shot. So, you know, that'll make things take longer. But yeah, I do want to do one. What's up, Nick? Biggest whitetail deer we talking about in-game? I think like 273 or 274 since they changed it. I have a 289 in the lodge, but that's from back on like an older scoring thing. They changed the way the whitetail antlers work. Where do I get the member role in Discord? Okay, so if you go into my Discord, there is a info text channel at the top. The very last post in there tells you how to do that. So basically, you're going to go into your user settings, connections, YouTube, you sign in and all that. I believe Discord then like updates that every 45 minutes. So for instance, if you go in and do that right now, it may take up to 45 minutes to get the role, but then you'll have it. Am I missing anything, or is the stream early? It is indeed early. There is a Steeler playoff game in exactly 3 hours, and I am going to my parents for that, so that would be why. Are you a real-life hunter? Yes. I actually film my own hunts. Those videos are here on the channel as well. Ian, thanks for becoming a Shusty. Good to have you here. At this rate, I'm gonna have to have a little overlay thing for all the Shusties. I have to hit up that guy that made the overlay. Oh, biggest deer in real life. Mine's 145 and 6/8. Nice, man. I don't have the picture anymore on this overlay thing. There is a video of him on the channel, though. It's actually the channel art, too, so if you just click on my channel, you can see him in the channel art. He was 180 and 6/8 was the gross, 171 and 3/8 was the net not typical. I do not pretend that that's normal. My biggest buck outside of that's like 115. I just got really lucky one time. Words of comfort for a Cowboy fan. Oh boy. I don't mean that to sound bad, but I'm not 100. Actually, I'm fairly confident Mike McCarthy's gone. So, maybe they can make a hire there that changes things around. I don't necessarily think Dak's the problem. He hasn't had his best games in big games, but I was watching a thing, I think it was on Get Up this morning. Rex Ryan was talking about it, like, the defense is what gave that away. Which sucks because their defense was a big factor in why they won the division this year. I think they need to get some more size on defense. Their D-line is kind of too small. So maybe... I guess the best thing I can look at right now is you're still looking at a pretty young core. I mean, Micah Parsons is still young, CeeDee Lamb's still young, Pollard's, he's got some miles on him now. But they have the pieces to go all the way. It's just, they have a tendency to not put everything together. That buck was a certified huge male. That'll be one I never forget, that's for sure. I have about 10 hours in this game. Your videos help a lot. Well, thank you. I'm really glad they do. That's goal number one with any of these videos, is to help other people learn to play the game. It's not, every video is not a guide necessarily, but I really make a point of trying to explain things and try to describe what I'm doing and why. They're getting bullied by Aaron Jones. That's what I mean. Like, the problem with Dallas's defense is they're really good at rushing the passer, but their run defense is extremely suspect. And the reason that it wasn't exposed earlier in the year was because they'd get those big leads. So they have to have so much go right. Like, the offense has to play a really good game and get a lead to force the opponent into not staying with the run. And I guess the defense has to make a couple of plays early to prevent, it just from being a back and forth type of thing. It just, everybody had mostly everybody other than maybe Jake Ferguson and not Dexter Lawrence. What is his name? 90. Something else Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a giant. Whatever his name is. Those two guys kind of stood out. The rest of the team just had a bad game at the wrong time. Lions' first win in 22 years. 32 years, actually. Is it important to open the whole map first to grind levels since sometimes it's hard to find animals? I wouldn't say it's important necessarily. I think it helps. Like, having more outposts to fast travel to, more lakes to be able to get to. Potentially you're in, by fast traveling to different areas, you might be able to get into or closer to areas where certain animals frequent. So like if it's Rocky Mountain elk drink time and you only have the southern part of the map open, you're not going to see too many elk drinking. They're mostly up here and on the west side. But if you open the entire map, when it gets to elk drink time, go to the west side of the map, the north part of the map, and you're going to find a bunch. Who you got today in the NFL games just joined? Okay, so homer pick, but I'm taking the Steelers over the Bills. I said it in my football picks video. I've got a football channel if you're unaware of that. What is NFL fandom if you can't talk yourself into thinking your team's going to win in, any game, really? So, just anybody that's a Bills fan and thinks I'm disrespecting the team or something, just clarification there. And then Eagles Bucks, it's like which team is going to not screw it up, because down the stretch neither team has looked good. I picked the Bucks, but I don't like it. I'm convinced I'm the Steelers' bad luck charm. I can't watch them play or they lose. Oh dear. I'm going to send somebody to blindfold you tonight. Are you hunting something specific on classic streams anymore, or just depends on the day? We're kind of after a 400 elk still. The last classic stream, which we didn't do one last week because I mentioned earlier, Aaron came here for our annual rabbit hunt. He got here Wednesday, which is the day of the classic streams. So the Wednesday before that, we killed a 389 elk. Close to 400, but didn't quite get there. On Hirschfeld and some of my zones don't have animals show up with no hunting pressure. What should I do? I mean, if you're just getting no animals there, probably you're gonna have to look for other areas to find those animals. Decent chance they've just kind of moved to another location. Go H-Town. Yeah, how about the Texans? But don't forget, Myles Garrett had a 99% win rate in that game, so he's still the Defensive Player of the Year. The classic streams on Twitch? Yes. Are you near Dunbar, PA? I don't even know where that is. Doing paleontology homework. Kyla will offer to do it for you. I don't even think she heard that. Chicken and broccoli for lunch. Ooh. I need to start being healthy and have that more often. Can you give me advice for getting a 5-star Rocky Mountain Elk in Nez Perce? I mean, I guess the biggest thing I would say is, you know, look for those 1-star matures, try to take those out, you know, remove those poor genetics from your herds, and then just keep on passing time. You find one that looks promising, gotta try to age them up. I wouldn't say there's like a secret formula or anything like that. Down in the southwest is definitely the best area to get them. But I've had quite a few like at that big lake in the northwest too. How in the world? What the? Look how many male bears there are. And they're all pathetic. Alright. Wish I could see. Okay. Think everything. Oh. Ah, that was a bad shot. Should have had that one. Wasn't too bad. I don't know how many we killed, but I'll take that. All three of them bears have L genetics. I think there are more than 3. Are using a DLC weapon, so both of them are, yes. This is the 308 from the Modern Weapons pack. I use that mostly for close range shots because that night vision scope helps spot things like moving through the brush quickly, usually running shots. And then the 338 is the main gun I'm using. That's from the Hunter Power Pack. Frankly, there's a lot of guns you could use that are just as effective. I just like this one because it's a little bit different than what we normally use. The littlest big males? For real. Just found a great one red deer. Nice. Kyla's out here spreading disinformation.
Usually normal people will use the 300, okay?
As if we haven't already established this, my Great One grinds aren't normal. I'm special. Good lord. Have we shot a 7 yet? I think 1. Like, they're just all average.
Better start checking out.
I go everywhere that bears spawn that I'm aware of. I don't know.
They hate ya.
Gonna grind moose while watching? I almost did a moose grind today, but Kyla said I have to grind bears, so.
I didn't say you have to, I said you should.
That's not how I remember it. I think you threw a glass bottle across the room and said, "You're grinding bears today."
Right.
Hey, where were you at? What the? Hold on a minute. How? What? I think there's a new zone here.
Mine are always over there.
No, I looked there. There weren't any there. So then I think when I fast traveled, they spawned in. You gonna set it in Discord? Sounds good. Is he also on Twitch? I stream on Twitch. I don't stream to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. I might need to start doing that because I think, didn't Twitch lift that thing where like partners can't stream on both platforms? I don't know.
You can like stream on Kick or
Yeah.
TikTok and do Twitch at the same time.
I don't know if there's any real reason for me to do that. I kind of like keeping them separate. There'll be a zone there 90% of the time. Even if you blow out the zone, it'll reappear there. I guess I mean like specifically where those bears spawn. Unless I just didn't see them, but I looked over here. And they didn't appear to be there. So I thought a new zone showed up after I shot them last time. Like a little bit further over.
Sometimes they just pop up like late. It's stupid.
They did. You're allowed to stream on both. Sense make. Gonna be lurking now? Sounds good. Speaking of Twitch, you can do it as long as most attention's on Twitch. Am I reading that right? Do I want to track this level 4 or whatever it was? Not really. I think this is the last place we gotta get to, and we might check the south a little bit too. How do I get to use your creator links in Discord? Like, how do you get to like post links in the like YouTube chat and stuff? Basically, no bears over here this time. I don't know who did that, but I don't appreciate it. So if you tag like, actually, you know what? Just in like general chat, you can ask like how you do it, and one of the moderators will take care of it. They'll go to your channel and like make sure that, like, if you provide them with your channel link or if you have it in your profile or whatever. The reason that we don't just let anybody do that is because we've had a lot of issues with spam links and like scams and all kinds of stuff, so we're just careful about who we let post links in the Discord, essentially. My ears say my volume's up louder than it normally is, and therefore I'm going to turn it down before anybody else does anything, because, jeez. How much is a year in Way of the Hunter? So 3 in-game days, but you can't just, like, spam sleep. So you have to actually spend some time playing during those days. It's an unspecified amount of time. The dev has made the decision not to tell us exactly how much time you have to actually spend playing to pass a year, which I think is good. Only bears today? We'll see. It's the plan as of now. I'm mainly a Twitch streamer, is that okay? Yeah. Were the blonde and brown black bear rare since the release of the game? No. Only... when did they redo the bears? Like 2021 maybe? They redid the bear textures and stuff, and from there, they became rare. It may have even been with Revan Thule. They used to just be uncommon. What? Okay, that's a new spot. I think even if we had that shot on target, it would hit the ground. If I were actually good, that would have happened a while ago. Have you ever killed a bear in real life? No, I have never actually hunted bears. I could have most certainly killed a bear when I was hunting in Tennessee, but I was hunting deer and it wasn't bear season. Saw more than my fair share during that hunt. I don't know why that alert's taken 12 years to come through, but AM100, thank you for the super chat. If you don't get a great one by 2025, Balloons Tower Defense 6 stream, I would do it. I love that game. There it is. There's the alert. I have it, or had it. I know what it was. There was like some kind of Apple Arcade subscription thing. It was like $2 a month, or maybe it was 99 cents a month, I forget. And it gave you access to a whole bunch of different games, and that was one of them, and I played it a whole lot. Is with Mississippi, that sounds right. So late 2021. How's your grind going? It's going. We've killed, I don't know how many bears already today, and we have not seen anything above, I think we killed one level 7. It's going to be a wild night in PA with both teams having playoff games. Yeah, both games are away games, so probably half the state is in other states right now. Knowing Steelers fans and Eagles fans, they'll be traveling. That is for sure. Wonder if it's that zone that's moved. That would kind of make sense. Alright, and... I can't even think of somewhere like extra to check. I guess maybe we'll look here again. This place usually has bears, but it didn't on this run. Is Soup still here? He left us. If you're not going to grind bears, then what are you going to grind? Foos? Yes, I will grind foos. Yeah, I was going to do like a half and half stream like we did moose and bears last week, but I did want to try to commit to one or the other. Great one bear in 8 minutes. I would accept such a deal. You need to add a Grand Slam mode to these hunting games. How so? 23 diamond fallow for my Great One grind, but no Great One. Unfortunately for fallow deer, I do think they, like, you get diamonds a lot for them. So, maybe that inflates the diamond counts. I know I went over 100 diamonds for them. Who's talking in the background? That's just Kyla. She's talking to the ghost in the room.
I'm talking to my bear, sorry.
She does talk to her bears a lot. You gotta try to record a video while she's bear grounded. A deer will step out that I'm ready to shoot, and I'll just hear some kind of definite word that I can't put in my video directed at the bears. Are the U.S. hunting laws same as Europe? From what I understand, not even close. There's a lot of differences, specifically like licensing and how all that kind of thing works. Like, so again, from what I understand, and you know, this I'm sure isn't true in 100% of Europe, but a lot of hunting in Europe, like the tags and stuff are owned by clubs, and here, like the individual purchases the tag almost anywhere other than guiding services. There's a lot more do-it-yourself type hunting here, and obviously there's a lot of places we can, actually the entire country we can bow hunt. In Europe, from what I understand, that is not as much the case. Alright, I say it's time for a new run. For some reason, I really want to hear Flinter swear. Back in the old days on Twitch, that was one thing that set Twitch apart. We used to have Twitch as like a not PG or not family friendly or whatever stream. Eventually just kind of morphed into also being one. It's just a thing though, like, I'm just, when I'm in front of a microphone and stuff, I'm conditioned to be PG. Just is what it is. Been doing it for darn near 10 years. What would be your dream hunt in real life? It would be Alaska caribou. I've always said that I'd like to do it with a bow, but if somebody put a gun in front of me and said, hey, like, go hunt caribou with this, I wouldn't say no. Alright, I guess we'll start here again since we went to the menu. Check the big lake. Yeah, why don't we do that? Let's do that before we start this run. Ate nothing but boredom and queso for the, what, for the natty? That game was unfortunately not that great. It was better than last year's. 60, what was it? 62 to 7? 65 to 7? Is Call of the Wild $20? That I do not know the answer to. It goes on sale all the time though, so if you really want to get it but you don't want to pay more than insert amount of money, it'll go on sale at some stage. 65.7, okay. Am I going to the Harrisburg Outdoor Show next month? Probably not, but you know, might happen. $8 in the PlayStation Store, nice. Do you hunt in real life? I do. I actually film my hunts as well. Those videos are on this channel. I've got a couple still from this season I really need to get editing. Should be 3 or 4 deer hunting videos left, which is kind of low. But that just kind of was how it was this year. And then a rabbit hunting video, and hopefully this year I get some turkey hunting content done. I've been saying I did do like 1 season of turkey hunting, maybe 2. But it always happens. I'll go hunting, I'll get a bird or 2 on film the first day, and then they don't like me. I have a hard time calling them in, I have a hard time getting in the right spot. It just seems like whatever I do is the wrong decision. Like, if I put a bird to roost, I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna go set up here. I think he'll fly down like towards the uphill side, and I think I can get him to come in across the ridgeline. And he'll go the exact opposite way of what I think is gonna happen. Just always, so I never have any footage, and it's never like a decent video. So maybe Maybe that'll work. You ever killed a giant tom? No. I've killed 2 jakes. I'm not a good turkey hunter. I should have killed a nice tom last year. Completely my fault. Not an excuse, but I guess a little bit of an excuse. I got sick like 2 weeks before turkey season, and then we were going to Georgia for Kyla's birthday, so I had to prep content. And basically what I'm saying is I was sick and I was busy and I didn't get to shoot my shotgun before the season. And it's a new shotgun, and I remembered patterning it high last year. So basically, long story short, had a bird at 40 yards. It was ridiculously windy. My decoy was doing circles in the field. I was like, this thing is just going to leave. So I took the shot at 40. I aimed a little low because I thought I patterned it high, and I hit low. If I just aimed dead on it, I nailed it. Turkeys just make me angry. I usually don't hunt them in the spring. I love hunting them. That's what sucks. I'm not good at waking up early. I'm not conditioned to wake up early. So that is a problem for me. But like if I can get myself to get out of bed, it's about my favorite feeling in the world. Like walking out in the pitch black, especially like if it's a nice calm morning. Sometimes you can hear them gobbling from like 600-700 yards away. Like if the breeze is moving just the right direction, or if you get just in a place where the sound carries well. I love it so much. That time of year, like deer are moving around. You see a lot of deer on their feet. Obviously, if you get to see the turkeys and stuff, that's the whole point. It's a great time of year to be out, and I'm terrible at hunting them. We had 2 subscribers there. I see Black Phoenix. I missed the other name because I forgot they don't show up in my alerts to where I could go back and read it. Thank you guys for subscribing. Appreciate that. Do you shed hunt? I try. I don't do much good at that either. It's a property thing, really. Like, I don't do any shed hunting on public land. The properties we have, like my little 14 acres here and my dad's property, it's not a great place for sheds, which isn't always a bad thing. Like sometimes good hunting properties aren't good shed properties. But I found, I think I was 12 years old, I found 3 sheds in 1 year. I found a spike shed. I found the tiniest 4-point side I have still ever seen to this day. And then I found probably like 105-inch 8-point one side shed, assuming they matched. Then I went like 13 years without finding a shed. Tried every year. And this past turkey season, I was actually chasing a bird. Not really like literally chasing, but like I said, usually I make the wrong move. So I set up in a spot, and I wasn't getting any gobbles, and then I heard one way far away, and I was like, what the heck? I'm going to try to make a move on that. And while walking up the power line after not getting a said bird, I stumbled into not even a shed, a broken antler from one that was fighting. It took a bit of the skull plate away, which sometimes causes some weird growths with antlers. I'm not aware that we had any with weird antlers this year. Have you noticed on Hirschfeld there's so many birds you can shoot? Like the little white seagull looking things? What is a shed? So like red deer and roe deer will have them too. The antlers that every year they drop their antlers and then grow new ones. The antlers that drop is a shed. What's the creepiest thing that's happened to you while hunting? I think the creepiest is probably, I'm pretty sure it was a bobcat. So, when I was 13, I got a pop-up ground blind for my birthday. And my birthday is September 22nd, so it's a couple of weeks before our inline muzzleloader season. That inline muzzleloader season came around, and my dad took me hunting in that blind. Now, when I say my dad took me hunting, I'm still not a large human, but I was a very tiny human when I was 13. So, a muzzleloader was a little bit big for me. Therefore, Dad was the one shooting, I was just going hunting with him. And he smoked the doe with his muzzleloader. Now, the last 3 days of our early inline muzzleloader season is youth and senior citizen doe season. If you're, I think, under whatever the youth age is, under 16 or over 65, you can use a rifle to shoot a doe during that season. So, I was a youth, and we went out with the little Rossi 243 I had. I think it was a day or two after Dad shot that doe. So, we gutted the deer right there where he dropped it, and we were hunting in the same spot. As we walked past it, pitch black, no flashlights on especially on private land, it's not the most necessary thing. Deer do identify light as being a danger source, and if you know where you're going, you don't need the light, and it can be better to get there without it. Sometimes it's not. There's debate on that. Anyway, we're walking in the pitch black. We get about to where Dad dropped that doe, and we just hear like the highest pitched, most shrill screech I've ever heard in my life. I'm not even going to attempt to imitate it because I can't do it. Just imagine like a child screaming from 5 feet away. I mean, every hair on the back of my neck stood up. I had the gun over my shoulder. I had that thing like pointed in that direction so fast. And then I think Dad turned his light on. Maybe I turned a light on. I don't think Dad had a light. Anyway, we could just see 2 eyes staring at us. Weren't really terribly worried about it. You know, they were high up off the ground, but what we think it was a bobcat up on a stump. Spoiler alert. So we continue walking, and we get to our spot and stop, and we can just hear it behind us. Like, just stalking us. I was terrified, but Dad didn't seem to be too worried, so that would probably be it. Fred Flinter? Why am I Fred? Oh, there it is. I started hunting last spring, and when I went back to meet up with my friend, and this old guy told me a Bigfoot scared his turkeys. You know what? And it's mostly turkey season, because I go out in like pitch darkness in turkey season. In deer season, usually there's a little light leaking through by the time I, get out to wherever I'm going. I like to believe Bigfoot could exist, other than when I'm walking to wherever I'm going to hunt in the middle of the darkness. Then I choose to believe Bigfoot's not real. Not to be weird, but do you live in PA? I do. Hunting moose in Canada, walking in on this power line, walking out wolf tracks everywhere. Weren't there before? That would be enough to spook you. Yes, Colby, I have. I saw it posted. Must have been on Twitter. And I was gonna make a post about it. I don't think I ultimately did. I may have. But basically, somebody posted that deer and said, like, what happened to it? And by the way, the general consensus is it was sleeping in a field. Maybe, I don't know if it was during the rut, but for whatever reason, it got like run over by a combine or something. And it was just a perfect cut to where it didn't kill it, but it obviously maimed it pretty bad. And obviously the thing died. Like, it couldn't have survived that. At the worst case scenario for it, and hopefully not what happened, infection would have eventually killed it. Anyway, there were a whole ton of responses, like some careless hunter, as if a hunter blew the side off a deer. And I was gonna post it on Twitter and be like, winner for the dumbest comment of 2023, because that was last year. But anyway, yeah, I've seen that many times, and it blows my mind that somehow people think a gun did that. Oh, you know what else somebody said? They thought that a guy shot it and like stunned it or something. Maybe shot it in the spine and it fell down. And then he cut the back strap off because that's what he wanted to eat. And then just let it walk away alive. Okay, that's what happened. Play Fears to Fathom? I don't even know what that is. Is there an average kills for a great one to spawn? Seems to differ for each species, but yes. It was so calm. I imagine by that point, it probably had like a lot of adrenaline and stuff kicking in. That's why I think it was the rut. Because I think it got up and started looking for does. Other than whitetail, have you seen a rare in real life? Unless melanistic gray squirrels count, because black squirrels, as they're often referred to here, are kind of common up north. I don't think so. You know what? Well, I think I saw an albino, I don't know if it's a pigeon or a dove or something when we were driving home from Georgia, but that's not really, doesn't really count. So we had like 15 male bears here last time, looking like 1 this time. What is it for fallow? I feel like it's probably 1,500, like the average kill count for a great one fallow. The thing is, like, a lot of people have had long grinds. I went 6,000 plus kills. I think Mel's first one was 5K-ish. But then what happens is people that grind for a lot of them I mean, a lot of people have had kill counts that are in the hundreds. Like, just very few kills to spawn a great one. What other games do you play? Lately, obviously, classic Call of the Wild, Way the Hunter, and then just Madden 24. I've been playing Ultimate Team and attempting to build a Steelers theme team. And by the way, they're releasing another Josh Dobbs card, so it's going to help me out. -14 in Michigan. Nice and toasty, huh? Yes, that's what I wanted. Okay, where's that female bear? She heard that. What? How'd that miss? When you have a glitched animal that isn't moving, do you shoot it or leave it? Depends. If it's like something special, potential diamonds, rares, whatever, I'd try to leave and come back and see if it'll unglitch itself, because I really don't want to shoot something that's actually special and then just have it stuck. If it's a level 3 blacktail, I don't care, I'll just shoot it. Boy, all you guys have some big time negatives. I don't know what our real fill is, but I don't think it's that low. Swear guns in this game shoot blanks sometimes? That's been a complaint for a long time. That's the first time I've had it, though. Kyla had it, although we think maybe she hit the rock in front of her with the 300 for her Great One Moose.
It's 20 and feels like 15.
That's not too bad. Do you like fishing? I do. The last couple of years I've gotten into fly fishing, which I really, really enjoy. I want to, like, I need to learn stuff more. I can do pretty decent at catching fish on a fly rod, but a lot of like the technique and stuff, I'm not good at it, but I can cast to a spot, and as long as I've selected the right fly, I can catch fish decently well on a fly rod. But I want to learn a little bit more technique and all that. I want to catch bass on a fly rod. I think that'd be a lot of fun. How was your late deer season? Well, sadly, I didn't get out. We were going to do some drives when Aaron was out here for our rabbit hunt. The weather turned out to be just terrible for that, so we decided to just rabbit hunt instead. And yeah, I just didn't make it out. I kind of wanted to save my tags for when Aaron was here, and then kind of unfortunate we didn't even go. Do you drink G Fuel? I don't think I ever have. Can we get a fly fishing vid? We'll see. Maybe. I think 3 weeks ago it was 40 Minnesota, now it's -25. I was gonna say life comes at you fast. What about weather comes at you fast? How many great ones does Kyla have? Like what, 12? 15?
6 follow.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
I like lure fishing because I think it's the least boring. Yeah, I mean, I'll fish with bait if that's what's working, but I much prefer spinning or fly fishing. Fly fishing, you're constantly active, which is probably why I like it. That's why I think if they add it to the angler, I'll really get into it more. Alright, now I saw a bunch of tracks. Okay, it was as if that thing wasn't there a minute ago, or I just didn't actually run the crosshairs over it. Osmosis, thank you for the super chat. I expect you to take the Great One Moose and bear with a bow, because you inspire me to do that. That is at the very least my intention. Bear continues to be something that I think will be potentially risky. So there's still a glitch with bears where sometimes they'll stand on their hind legs, like immediately at your shot, and cause the shot to either miss or hit really poorly. I kind of wonder if that's what happened with that previous bear, but she was already standing, so I don't know. But there's ways to kind of ensure that doesn't happen, which is my plan with the bow. I will say, I've been grounding bears for a couple of weeks here now, and I haven't had that glitch once, so maybe they fixed it. Does anybody know? Going ice fishing tomorrow with snowmobile for travel. Nice. Sounds fun. I don't even want to know what the temp is like on the North Shore with the lake effect winds off Superior. I know wake effect snow has been pretty serious. At least in Buffalo. Was trying to hype you up. Wait, I forget what you said already. Oh, Kyle is a god tier gamer. I hate bow hunting in this game. Arrows drop like a rock. I don't think this game has the best bow physics. The 2 minutes glitch? What's up, legend? Favorite food? Ooh. I'm kind of a breakfast guy. So, like, a good omelet. I'll have an omelet for dinner any day of the week. Anytime, Kyla doesn't like eggs very much. So anytime I can get her to agree to have breakfast for dinner, I think somebody asked me this last week. I will spend so much time, like, way more time than I spend making anything else. Perfect. I don't know why this I don't get that with any other gun. Sometimes the round doesn't chamber. It is on auto, which maybe I should just put it on manual, but I'll forget. Think the dev should add mule kicking to deer that were just shot? Yeah, it's, like you said, this animation's getting kind of old. It was an upgrade, I guess, over classic. More like a flinch, like legs buckling animation that we get here. But Way the Hunters is so much more realistic. Anybody that shot a deer knows what it looks like when they're hit, and the ones in Call of the Wild, that's just not what they do. Gut shot one might kind of do that, but not like a good hit. Don't need to change the time in like 30 in-game minutes, we will. I like your whitetail videos, well thank you. Appreciate that. Give advice, lost a level 5 goose and it flew away. I mean, in theory, what you'd want to do is set up your blind and decoys in the same general area where you encountered it, and eventually it should fly back over. If that doesn't work, and I know if this was a while ago, it's going to be tough. If you know what direction it went in, try to go maybe like a half a kilometer in the direction that it was flying in and set up there. Let us get a Madden stream, Hunter Boy. You want to watch me be really bad at Madden? One day maybe I will. We'll see. I'd like to stream it, but the problem, like, I usually only play competitive. And I feel like what's going to happen is I'll pay too much attention to the chat. So here's what happens too. I like to play Madden while watching NFL football. So like, we should have had that. Say it's if the Steelers aren't playing, because obviously I'll pay full attention when the Steelers are on. But like the Monday night games or the Thursday night games every week, usually I would play Madden during those. I got to the point that I would only do solo challenges because I paid just a little too much attention to the games. I'd put them on my side monitor, and inevitably, there's just some detail I'm missing. Whether it's, not being ready for a certain play that the opponent runs like a second or third time in a row or whatever. There's just a little bit of focus that's needed, and I think I'd have that exact same issue if I were streaming it, but I'd still like to. I swear I saw like a light-colored bear, and now it's just not there. Great one got away. Well, I don't know. If there was one, we'll see it on the next run. Are you going to watch the Steeler game today? Yes, that's actually why the stream is early. I'll be heading to my parents. I'm assuming at least my brother and his wife will be there. My sister and her husband might be there. He's an Eagles fan. Oh, they play tonight. I might end up staying there way longer than I planned on. That'll be interesting. What's your favorite mission animal? Good question. I I mean, the Medved bear's cool. What about the albino fallow from Hirsch? That's a good one. Could you make a black bear great one grind guide? I like the amount of grinding I've done, the thousands of kills, and the fact that it's been, what, a year and a half since they came out, and I don't have a great one black bear. I just don't think I'm the person to make that guide. I remember, like with Red Deer, because when Red Deer came out, that was, you know, grinding was still mysterious for a lot of people. There was a lot of, you know, nobody understood it the same way that it's understood now, like with all the herd managing and stuff. So people were asking me, like, do a Red Deer Great One guide, do a guide for grinding for Great One Red Deer. And I said, like, I'm not going to do one until I get one so I can have some credibility. And then, of course, you know, I got one and everybody's like, make a guide. So I made the guide. And, like, one of the first comments I got was, took this guy 5,000 kills and now he thinks he can make a guide. It's like, you're not wrong, but people were asking.
The RNG is different. It's still helpful. I think that's what people forget.
Do you like TJ Watt? I would say he's my favorite player. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel, and how did you come up with the content you create? I think I always wanted to do YouTube in some way, shape, or form, like, you know, probably like anybody else, at least in my general age group. I kind of grew up watching Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, guys like that. So I kind of wanted to do like my own spin on that, because the games they played weren't games that I was that interested in. Subnautica that Markiplier played, that's where I found that game. I did do a playthrough on that. But yeah, I think like I thought it was cool that they made videos on games, and I wanted to do that too. So I tried like a couple of different things. I keep getting this track and I never know where the bear, oh, his zone's there. Hang on. I'm gonna run down to here real quick, because I'm curious if this is a 9 that's like making my life difficult by never being visible. Anyway, I tried it with different games and stuff over the years, and then I was really getting into the Hunter around 2014, and I decided, like, yeah, what the heck, maybe I can make videos on that. That was kind of what started it. And then my whole thing was, you know, like I was watching Let's Players. Nobody was doing like Let's Play the Hunter content. There was guides and all that sort of stuff. So I decided to give it a try. Do you hunt in real life? I do. Do you like the idea of the Asia rumors in the game? Yeah, I mean, there's some cool stuff for hunting in Asia. Isn't that where Marco Polo sheep are? I don't know if they're in Nepal or wherever people were saying that it might be. I'm not really sure if that's the only thing that makes sense based on the species that they put in that poll or not, but assuming that's what would make sense for those species, I really want Marco Polo sheep. Let me put it that way. Wherever it ends up being, put Marco Polo sheep on the map, I'll be a happy camper. Got my first legendary jackal in over 3,000 hours. Nice, man. They're tough. They used to be a lot easier when they just drank in the middle of the savannah. Favorite map, Layton Lakes. Not to be confused with the map we're on right now, which is Silver Ridge Peaks. Imagine hunting a tiger. So are tigers like hunted anywhere? Is that a thing? What's up, Elite? In one day, I got a diamond croc, a diamond gator, and an albino croc in multiplayer. Nice. It's a pretty solid day's work. Watch this thing not be there because it's early in the drink time. I'm fully prepared to be disappointed. Is there a good way to hunt bears on Layton Lakes? I mean, people have grinded for bears successfully and stuff on Layton. I'm not familiar enough with bears on that map to give you a good answer to that. About the Asia rumors, after I saw a vid about it, I went to the survey and none of the new species were on it for me. So I wonder if it was an error like when greater kudu rumors were floating. So I think Mel told me that, and I think that can be characterized in two ways. Either they didn't mean to put those there, and they removed them. Oh, good, it's a level 7. They removed them to stop people from thinking that's what it's going to be, maybe because it would be that, or more like you're saying, it's not that. I don't want people to think it's that and get their hopes up. Let's get those things off the list. I think it could be either way, and it's impossible to know. So I guess we just kind of sit here and wait and see what happens. Is there a new map coming out? I mean, there's a new map coming eventually this year. There's an interesting development with some species that were put in a poll for the next great one. Basically, EW put out a poll asking which species do you want to see as the next great one. And there were a couple of species that aren't currently in the game that were like odd decisions. That would be animals that are in Asia. And that's kind of got people thinking maybe they're doing an Asia map. Name 10 to 15 Steelers players, like current. I can probably name... I might not be able to name as many as I used to. I could go through the entire starting lineup, though. Probably the second option, because everyone wants the streamer's attention. Second option was... I don't remember which order I said them in. Second option was... Stop saying that. That's not it. That might have been it. Current? Okay, I don't want to sit here and name a bunch of players, but just the offense. Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, Najee Harris, Jalen Warren. Can I go across the line? Dan Moore, Isaac Seumalo, Mason Cole, Chukso. No, that's James Daniels, and then Chukso Okorafor is the right tackle. Broderick Jones is kind of taking over for him. Pat Freiermuth, Connor Hayward, Darnell Washington, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, Calvin Johnson. I wish we had Calvin Johnson. Calvin Austin. Allen Robinson. Miles Boykin. I think I got everybody on the offense by now. Best animal you hunted in real life. The buck I shot in 2021. Jukes is in Tomlin's doghouse forever. Oh, I forgot about that. What he said, what happened? It was something he said, right? Can you make a turkey call without a diaphragm? I can, but I'm not going to do it into the microphone. I've successfully called in a lot of birds in the fall. It's not a good, like, it's more of almost like kiki run sound. Did you see the Packers win? I think I watched every snap. That's not true. I was browning hamburger for chili for the first part of it. I had the game on my phone, but I wasn't, like, watching actively. Can you collab with DD33? Maybe one of these days we can do another one. It's been some time since we've done a collab. I'm pretty sure our last collab was like, hey, we haven't collabed in 3 years. And then we did a snow goose hunting classic, and then that was probably 3 years ago. Made a comment about the offense during the Jags game. Never saw the starting lineup again. It's benefited us. Like, Broderick Jones is way better. We need a Broderick Jones card in Madden. Give me a right tackle Broderick Jones. The Steelers theme team right tackle position is a weak spot. I need it. Are Spirit Brown Bear rare? Yeah, uncommon like Kyla said. Will there be a speedrun video? I do need to make a speedrun video. I want to do it. I don't know when or if it'll happen, but I do want to do it. Dan Moore does also stink. You are correct. But we still have improved with Broderick Jones at right tackle. I think Broderick takes over at left tackle next year and we bring somebody in at right tackle. Do you watch NHL? Almost never. It's just, you know, I grew up with, like, football and baseball. Do you like hunting in real life? I would say it's my passion. I love your videos, been watching since 2020, yet you inspire me. Well, thank you. And I appreciate you sticking around. It's 2024 now. It's been quite a number of years. Favorite baseball team? Oh boy, you're gonna laugh at me. It's just it's the I'm gonna call it the local team. The closest team to where I live is the Pirates. Quite the successes they've enjoyed over my lifetime. I've won almost as many playoff games as the Pirates have since I was born. How many great ones you have? Just 3. Red deer, fallow deer, white-tailed deer. It's funny, this spot has kind of stopped producing. This whole side is kind of slowed up. Favorite bear fabled fur type. I think the 2 glaciers are my favorite. The is it spotted? That one's pretty cool. I do like the spirit one. Kyla says it looks like a waxworm.
It looks like a mealworm. It looks so ugly.
I think it's a waxworm.
Whatever it's called. I don't know. It looks like a worm.
Aren't mealworms brown?
And I don't know.
Baseball, I'd rather watch paint dry. I can watch, like, so when we go to Georgia for Kyla's birthday, like, end of April, obviously that's baseball season, the Braves are on. We watch the Braves, like, we watch them every night, and I enjoy the games. But I think it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's a change of pace type of thing that I enjoy. I couldn't watch all 162 games. I know people that do that they watch every game of their favorite baseball team every year. I don't have that kind of commitment to it. If you do, that's awesome. Don't make it sound, good Lord. I don't want that to sound like I think it's a bad thing. I just don't have that. What's the best NFL player that you know? I mean, Mahomes, probably. It's tough, like, respective of positions and stuff. You could say TJ Watt, you could say Christian McCaffrey. You could throw, I mean, any one of, like, Tyreek Hill. AJ Brown has kind of fallen off lately, but I still think he's one of the best receivers in the game right now. It's all relative. Least favorite map? Probably Mississippi. Though I had a good time hunting those rare ducks the other day. That's kind of a lie. I was very frustrated. Which unconventional animal do you wish you could have as a pet? I'm trying to think of something to help me with hunting. Like a, something that could call in another animal. Ooh, Justin Jefferson. I did leave him out. The injuries this year have me overlooking him. Unfairly so. You aren't a true Call of the Wild player if you haven't tried a 360 no-scope animals off the bridge on Yukon. You haven't lived until you've bounced off ATVs and flown miles into the air on Yukon Valley. You were correct. Couple of female bears. I guess, do we want to shoot those? I'm halfway tempted to, like, see if... Oh, there's a male. I'm halfway tempted to see if I can get my entire east side to just be the females. So I'll leave them for now, but if we start getting no bears again, we're going to have to kill them. Favorite NFL team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, you've had a good, what, 5-6 years now? Leave the females? Fair enough. A red-tailed hawk, there you go. What's up, Joe? What's your top map you want them to add to Call of the Wild? I still think Greenland would be cool. I know muskox would be a challenge for them because there was the whole thing about Himalayan tar on Te Awaroa and, like, the fur, like that shaggy fur wouldn't look good, and muskox have basically the exact same thing. So if they couldn't do muskox correctly, that would kind of ruin my entire idea, but I want another snow map that's got maybe some more interesting species than Medved. Wish me a speedy recovery. I just broke my ankle and there's a year healing time. It must be like a compound break if it's that long. Hopefully you can at least, you know, start to get around normally and stuff sooner rather than later. That does not sound like a fun time. Yeah. Best wishes to you, man. What's your favorite thing to hunt in real life? It's white-tailed deer, and it always will be white-tailed deer. I did see a really cool mount idea for elk. I think it was on Facebook. It was sort of a regular shoulder mount, but in a bugling pose, and then the two front legs were still a part of the elk. So it was a little bit further back than a regular shoulder mount. And then, like, obviously the legs were there. So I think if you put that, like, in a corner, and then had a base with some habitat there, whether it's some, you know, grasses or rocks or whatever you wanted to do. I think that would look awesome. So while whitetail deer are going to always be my main focus, I really want to get into elk hunting enough to get one decent one to mount like that, because I think that'd be amazing. Do you put in for PA elk? I don't put out for elk. Yes, I've just gotten like the preference points. I haven't actually applied, but yeah, I've been getting preference points. I think I'm gonna like actually apply maybe in 2025. An expensive mount, no doubt, but like if I ever got an elk, it don't even need to be a 300. Like one that's got like, if I say a big elk frame, you'll know what I mean. Doesn't have to score super high, doesn't have to be a 6x6 or whatever, but if it has the frame of a good elk, it's probably going to be a once in a lifetime kill for me, so I'd spend $1,500, $2,000 on an elk mount. I really would. Apparently not JTAC. But yeah, like, to me, like, deer mounts, elk mounts, animal mounts in general, it's the stories and stuff that I think they kind of inspire. Like, I remember being 3 years old, and Dad would tell me the story of, like, the 8-point buck that he happened to shoot the year I was born, that was on the wall. And my brother shot, that video's on the Meat Hunters channel. He shot a, I don't know, like a 100-inch 8-point. He might have scored it. I can't remember. Anyway, he shot a 100-ish inch 8-point this year with his bow. And it's the first buck he's killed in like 6 years, and it's maybe his biggest buck. It'd be close. He was thinking about getting it mounted. And I was like, I mean, you know, it'd be pretty cool. You just got married. That's the wrong place I was supposed to fast travel to. You just got married this year. You could tell your future kids, like, yeah, shot that the year me and your mom got married. And then his wife killed one that was like 25 inches bigger, and it's a good thing he didn't get it mounted, because hers was definitely nicer and also cost a lot. What's up, Mr. Freeze? You did not miss a darn thing. These bears, we're killing a lot. Like, it is not as if we can't kill bears. I mean, look at this. Problem is, yeah, that's the big, like, there's a max estimate 7. That's the biggest bear we've had today. Had one other of those. I wonder, I think they're just far enough they may not spook on that side. And there was one female, right? I'm going to give this guy a minute to settle down into a spot. Or actually, if we just kill the one walking first, we can then kill the other two. Not that one. Oh, there's a little back. Did we get that guy good? No. I mean, it's going to get him. Ah, you little tease. Excellent shooting there, Flinter. Yeah, they heard all that, but they ain't gonna spook. Do you wish Hunter Call the Wild was cross-platform? I mean, would it affect me very much if it was or wasn't? No. I do wish it was for, like, you know, people to be able to play with friends, like someone has a PS4 and the other guy has an Xbox or anything like that. And I think it would be good for the community if there were more multiplayer servers and more opportunities to hunt with others. But the angler is, and I don't think it makes any difference, you know, to anybody that's not trying to play with friends. Now, playing with friends is a big deal in games like this. I will say it'd be better if you could. But, yeah, it's... I guess what I'm saying is, it's, there's probably other bigger hurdles that are more important to the devs to either fix or add. It's a must for most games. I think in today's day and age, I would definitely agree with that. I kind of, like, I get why the Hunter Call of the Wild was never made cross-platform, I guess, but it would be better if it was. That's for sure. Not even that the game would be better, but the experience for people would be better. So I wonder where that one that we shot at 800 times got to. I think that might be it there. That would be it there. That's not too bad. Do you think I'll ever add non-typical racks to the game? Like, non-Great One non-typicals? Maybe? I don't know. The thing about it is, like, the way they've done true racks, I'm not sure how well they could do it, but Classic has non-typicals, and I don't feel like you get very many that are similar. So if they added enough variation, maybe it would be doable. My concern would be, like, you know, for Whitetail, there's 3 diamond racks. If there's 6 non-typical racks and then you got them all and that's that, you know, maybe it's not as good as it could be. What gun am I using for the bears? The 338 from the Hunter Power Pack. Had to restart my whole Hunter Call the Wild account, and so far I have a Piebald and Melanistic. Well, that's not a bad start. Hopefully, getting started with everything again's been going smoothly. I know there's a lot of things you take for granted. Like, just being able to reload while running. You get so used to that, and then if you start over, like sight spotting, all that stuff that you didn't realize was making a pretty big difference when you got to play. All of a sudden, when you don't have that, you learn to appreciate it quickly, I'd say. Love the sound of the 338 bolts working. The only thing I hate is with the lightning hands perk, which just allows you to reload a little bit faster. I hate the reload animation. Like, he flips the magazine in the air, and I just think it's stupid. Like, here. There's no need to do that. I'm not playing Call of Duty. I don't need that. Did it go in the water? There it is. Does anyone know if you restart your game, if you lose everything in your trophy lodge? You shouldn't lose everything. I would say, you know, if possible, back up your save first just in case, but you're supposed to keep everything when you restart. Alright, so we gotta go back to here because I accidentally went to the wrong spot last time. What's up, Carter? I blessed you with level 9 at the next lake. Hey, I'd appreciate that. Just got a rare red deer. There you go. Which variant? Do you think the Great One Whitetail was supposed to always be the fabled piebald fur, but once people got common ones, they kind of scrapped the idea? No, personally, I think it was probably supposed to be like maybe a chance thing. I don't think it was supposed to be exceedingly rare like it is, but I kind of feel like it wasn't meant to be every time you get one. I do wonder, though, if, like, it was maybe glitched and was never working properly, and they were like, we'll leave it now because it's been like that for so long. I think the landscape's different now, though. You know, I think if that... Ooh, I hope I didn't delete the zone. I kind of forgot to get in the tripod. I think if that was the approach, you know, years ago, it kind of would make sense to me. We didn't delete that zone, so I'm going to leave them alive. Because... you know, people who worked really hard to get a great one might be upset if, like, now they spawn with the cool furs now that I've already gotten mine, right? But now, the way people are able to get great ones quickly, there was a big one around here, I think it would be reasonable for them to, you know, put it at whatever rate they wanted it to be initially if it's not currently that. Just join anything interesting. No. not even an 8. I'm telling you, my bears just don't like me. I really... Mel, what did I shoot? Oh, I think I got that albino teal on Mississippi. And Mel said, "You're so lucky." And I was like, you know, you're kind of right. This game generally likes me with everything except great ones. It hates me with the great ones. Male black bears love that lake? Apparently so. If only I could get in tripods. Deleting the zones is probably fine, but the last thing I need to do is ruin one of my best lakes, so... I'll just go back there. Oh, did you get a mythical? Lovely. I have returned, and then I hears my name. I was talking crap. I do be big jelly of the albino burb. I'm just annoyed that it was less than 0.5 away from gold. I'd be way happier if that was a gold, because that'd be awesome. Deleting the zones is perfectly fine. I do it every run or try to. Oh, okay. I'm just scarred from many times where I think I have everything working on this grind, and then suddenly all my bears disappear. Nobody home this time? Half the time I fast travel there and they come out of the weeds, so let's see. Is SRP still the best map for black bears? I think so. Oh. Oh, it is kind of late. Whoops. Let me get one more. You know what? We can actually make it a little bit later. We might as well. Bears are sort of notorious for coming in late to their zone, so I'm going to make it like that. Then we'll main menu, come back in, and do one final run. How do you delete zones? Just if you add enough hunting pressure, shoot 4 animals in one spot, that'll delete the zone. They will make that zone somewhere else. The bears will move to one of those 4 northwest lakes 9 out of 10 times. Fair enough. That was the way I treated fallow deer. I just, like, I don't know. If I hadn't struggled so much with bears, I'd be more willing to risk it. Let's still start here, even though it's been going downhill lately. Is this your longest grind? Kill-wise, we'd be close to where we were with fallow deer. I stopped counting kills long ago. Time-wise, I mean, it's been a year and a half. Great One Moose have been out for over a year now. Don't have one of those either. How many animals have you spooked? I think I may have crossed 4 million sometime recently. 4,031,000. That's kind of bizarre when you think about it. Most successful grind? My first one. I didn't have a darn clue what I was doing, but I got a Great One Whitetail and 1,600 kills. But not only, like, that's a fairly average grind these days. But the thing about it is, back then, and I didn't know this, like, I was so close to having one of my worst days in Call of the Wild ever. So there was a glitch with Great One Whitetails. And I believe what was happening was if a Great One Whitetail spawned, and then, like, you entered its render distance. So if you got within, say, 400 meters of it, if it was in a place that you could see it, essentially, and then you left render of it, if you went more than 400 meters away from it, it would turn into an overweight level 3. I fast traveled when that Great One spawned and ran past me to go and get a tent, and then I fast traveled again to get back around it. But neither time, I actually checked the distances on the map from where I thought he was. Neither time did I go over 400 meters from him. I got to like 360 or something like that. I could have had like one of the first Great Ones ever turned into a fat level 3 that would have been really, really sad. Got a super rare blacktail yesterday. That's really cool. I like the blacktail rares. The albinos kind of look like birds, but the piebald specifically looks awesome. Hello there. Young sire. Whoa, what a shot. This is why they pay me the big bucks. Good lord. I don't want to kill that one, actually. I wanted to let him live. New Africa map, the new Great One Eland? Hey, I'd take that. What maps are blacktail on? Just Leighton Lakes. Blonde. Oh, it's a mule deer. Dang. Got a piebald gold moose 5 minutes ago. There you go. That was some super shooting. Like I said, that's Flinter special right there. How many kills? No idea. It's been too many for so long that I don't think too many suffices anymore. Love your videos, and I'm currently trying to grind a Rocky Mountain elk, and your videos keep me sane. I definitely, when I'm grinding, I need something to watch, so glad to be of assistance. Alright, I guess... Nah, let's just focus on the west side. Let's go here again, because we went there after time last run. No, you only have to watch that once, Aston. Do you have an estimate? Somewhere between like 5,500 and 6,000. It might be higher than that. Was setting up my moose grind last night and found a 205 albino moose in my first zone. That ain't a bad start. Ow. Love the vids. What are you hoping for? Where are you hoping the next map will be located at? I still want it to be Greenland, but with whatever's going on with like the potential either leak or hint or maybe nothing thing in the poll, yeah, it doesn't sound like Greenland to me. I didn't even realize that was there. Don't shoot 7mm at Diamond Fox because I ruined one. That would do that. Is Yukon a good moose grind map? People have successfully grinded for moose on Yukon. I think the difficult part of grinding on Yukon is the big swath of water on the east part of the map. If you can effectively deal with that, whether it's finding the zones that are worth grinding and then ignoring the rest, or whatever method you choose to do it, yeah, it can be a really good map. Nice shots, but thank you. You think you should be able to have multiple of the same great ones? I think you should be able to. It's not something I want. Like I have zero desire to ever get a second great one, whitetail, red deer, or fallow deer. If one shows up, I'll shoot it and I'll be very happy about it. But I like, especially because I don't have much luck with it, but I like the idea of it being like a legendary is gonna be the wrong word because legendary is a difficulty. I like it being like a storied animal that's, everybody at the local hunting club knows about or whatever. And if you have 3 of those, it doesn't quite hold that same weight. But if I had 3 great one whitetail, I'd put them in a huddle mount. Do you think it's possible to complete the missions and side missions without perks and skill points? I imagine it's doable. Just got a rabbit in my yard while watching the stream. Nice. Do you think whitetail and brown bear grind in Mississippi will be doable? Whitetail and black bear? Yes, but the biggest problem is alligators spook both of those animals. And there's a lot of places, like good drink zones for both bears and whitetail, that is in the same places where gators frequent. So what you have is sometimes bears and deer that are spooking before you really ever even get to see them. So it can be done. It's not the best place to do it. Do you have the glitch on SRP where the water is white? No. There was... Yeah, I think that's a console thing. I do know what you're talking about. Got a 1.5 feet of snow in 2 days? Are you somewhere in the Buffalo area? Couple of burrs. Those 2 levels add the 10. Is that a great one? Wish they did a Grand Slam deer multi-mount with whitetail, blacktail, fallow, and mule deer. Ooh, that was not it. Something like that would be pretty cool. That's on PlayStation where the water was milk? Lovely. Well, that one's floating away. We'll have to fast travel back for that. Ready for today's football games? Nervously excited for the Steeler game. Interested to see what happens in the Eagles game. You should use iBuy setup and try to herd manage. I know you don't like it, but it might help. It's not even that I don't like it. It's that, like, I'm just not wired to play that way. Like, I think what'll happen is, if I'm attempting to herd manage, I'm just inevitably going to start shooting the small ones, and then I'm going to ruin it, and then I think that actually is just going to make it take longer. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should try it, but you got a great one bear and 400 kills early, too. Yes, I'm saying you're lucky.
Huh?
I'm saying you're lucky, and I'm not.
Well, maybe not.
I have that glitch. I'm on a rancho and all my water is white. How do I fix it? So on console, you can't like play with graphic settings. That would be my first suggestion, but since you can't do it, you might be kind of stuck. How many kills are the grind? I'm not sure. Somewhere in the vicinity of 6,000. As long as the Eagles lose, I'll be happy. If the Eagles lose, I'll at least have one more playoff pick right. I'm 1-3 in the 4 games from Wildcard Weekend. And to be fair, like, I picked one upset, and it was the Rams. They didn't pull it off. Close. Lions' red zone defense stepped up. The Packers game was an upset. I got 2. The Houston game was an upset. Just kind of, and I was going to pick Houston too. The worst part is, Aaron was here visiting for our annual rabbit hunt. He's a Colts fan. And I was like, you know what? He talked me into picking the Browns. He's like, the Browns are going to kill the Texans. And I was like, you know what? You watch the AFC South. You're probably right. But I know also, as most football fans do, he definitely is biased towards like wanting to believe that CJ Stroud's not that good or the DeMeco Ryans isn't coaching him up that well. I should have picked the Texans. I let him talk me into it. Whiffed on that one and then just wrong on both yesterday. Packers game was crazy. That it was. Houston was a blowout, not even an upset. I mean, you're not wrong. That was a throttling. The Browns were winning though at one point. I think it was like 7-3, right? Alright, still getting hunting pressure down there. I'm going to see if we can maybe get rid of a little bit more. We got a fast travel here anyway. Rowdy, thank you for the W Super Chat. I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, man. Super sticker there as well. I see. Thank you again. Got a couple of bears there. Let's blast both of those. Got a new goose call. Does it sound as good as the e-caller in Call of the Wild? Determining a pick, look at the coach and QB combo. So, I will expand upon this on the football channel after the Super Bowl. But I think for most picks, that's what most people are doing. Like, you can generally kind of be like, okay, this is the better team, or this team has the better quarterback, or whatever. Most people are going to be able to get the same amount of games right, roughly. It's picking the upsets that makes the difference. And I've been incorrect on upset picks in the playoffs thus far. Where did this one go? Shouldn't have gone very far. But yet, I see blood and then nothing. The only thing I can think of is it's in the water, but I don't see it. Alright, Sir 12, I need help. Do you watch Duck Dynasty? Like 10 years ago I did. Is there still new episodes of that? Come here. Honestly, Puka Nacua might be, I don't know, top 10's tough because there's a lot of really good receivers, but he is so good. He's such a great combo of like size, speed, hands. Like he's the complete package for a receiver. Okay, it's in the water. It has to be because Sir 12's acting like that. Alright, I guess we'll go here again, but we gotta get in the tripod. Puka is him, he is him. Laporta's the best tight end in the NFL? Maybe not quite yet, but he's on his way, I'll give him that. Do you like the Bear Claw or the Hawk Edge? I use the Hawk Edge, but they're both very good. Sucks the Dolphins lost because they were so good. You know, I not to like be the contrarian, but I'm not so sure they were. I kind of think they were the exact same team as last year. They had a schedule and they were healthier. They kind of beat up on bad teams and lost to good teams, same as last year. And once teams, you know, figured out some of the stuff they like to do to, you know, with the motions and everything and how to defend that, they didn't have a lot of answers. It's the case with most quarterbacks, but I think Tua falls into that category of he's really good at making like A or B reads, like high-low concepts, anything that you either throw to, let's just say, a receiver A or receiver B for the sake of making that easier. If you just got to figure out, like, okay, if the flat defender takes the short route, I throw it over his head. If he takes the deep route, I throw it to the short route. I think Tua's really good at seeing that quickly and getting the ball out. And he's pretty accurate. But if he has to, like, if that's covered and he has to make a third read or an off-schedule play, bad things tend to follow. Take it you're a Dolphins fan, unfortunately. Jordan Love has improved with each game. I think he'll be better than Aaron Rodgers. That's asking a lot. I think he's going to be very good. Better than Aaron Rodgers. We'll see if he can win 4 MVPs and stuff. But I think he has the physical gifts to do it. All right. Have we been everywhere over here already? I guess it's after 3 o'clock, so kind of moving right along. Falcons fan, unfortunately. You know, I have hope for Atlanta. Now that they're going to be making a coaching search, there was some reporting that they had some interest in Belichick, and there was mutual interest the other way, too. I don't even know if Belichick's the right coach for them. They have so much on offense that the quarterback position needs to be solved. They either got to go and get someone in free agency or, you know, look in what is a pretty good quarterback draft class to maybe move up and get one of those top guys because they won too many games. It's kind of the Arthur Smith special. It's also the Mike Tomlin special as of late, but slightly worse. You win 7-8 games, you're picking like 13th, 14th. All the good quarterbacks are gone, but you need a good quarterback. But anyway, like, whether it's Bijan Robinson, whether it's, we keep getting Bears over there that weren't there. Anyway. Robinson, Kyle Pitts, which I'm pretty sure he's more talented than they let him show. Drake London's pretty decent, and then the defense they assembled, they have a lot of talent, and then the way they game planned this year was so strange. Atlanta needs the big piece to solve, QB and coach. Yeah, easier said than done for sure, but it's a good roster outside of that. Pitts is a freak. Yeah, not a lot of guys that big can move that fast. Jesse Bates is a monster at safety. He was really good. He was in Cincy, right? If I'm thinking of the right. I know Jesse Bates from Atlanta. I know he had a pick 6 against the Saints and everything. I know I'm thinking of the right guy there, but I'm pretty sure he was the guy on Cincy that was really good too. I might be thinking of the wrong guy. Turn into a football stream, as they do. Came from Cincy? Okay, that's what I thought. There are other safety left too, which is why I'm slightly questioning myself. Alright. We're not going to do an entire new run, but I'm going to reset the time one more time and check this spot, because there's a max weight bear there that we didn't get. When's fallow deer drink time? On Taiwan Aurora? What even is it? 10 to 1300? AJ Terrell, he's a corner. He's good though too. Still think we need to do a Madden stream? We should just play. So maybe we'll do that. Acid and I made up a mode. It was like New Year's Eve, I think. We were playing Madden against each other, and I think we played one regular game, and it was just kind of meh. So we we made our own rules where every play, it was basically play it where it lies. You had to kick a field goal, even if it was like a 100-yard field goal, and then the other person would do field goal block return the field goal as far as they can make it, then they kick one, and if you can make a field goal, obviously you get 3 points, then you get to kick off. It was much more entertaining than regular Madden. Falcons are missing Grady Jarrett all season. He is good too. What if they could do build your own reserve? I think the biggest problem with doing that from their perspective would be releasing new reserves, kinda. They wouldn't be able to make money from it. Do you watch baseball? Not much. Get a lot better when Jimmy Graham entered the game. I've never seen a running animation like that before. That was top tier humor. Alright, so I want to at least jump around here a little bit until some bears start to show up, then we'll go to that last spot, and then we'll wrap up the stream. That would be an elite house rules mode in Mutt. That would be pretty good. Do you fish? Yes. Couple of burrs there we can blast. Blast bears. Way to turn away from me and make this shot impossible. Any angler videos planned? I don't like specifically have one planned right now, but I need to definitely get back to the game a little bit, so hopefully soon. Yes. Have you played Cabela's African Safari on the channel? No, I'm not sure if there's a PC version of the game anywhere. If there is, at some stage I do want to play it, but the ones I've found, like if you go on eBay and look up African Safari PC, usually it's actually a console game that they've just listed incorrectly. Biggest fish of any species? Oh, I don't know. If you mean like biggest fish, like heaviest fish from any species ever, probably like a 5 or 6 pound catfish. I've never caught any like really huge fish. Caught a 4-pound bass in West Virginia like 3 or 4 days after I killed my archery buck, though. That was a good week. That was really funny because Will and I were fishing together down there, and we weren't catching a single thing. And I got one hit the entire time, and it was a pretty nice sized bass. Favorite mission award? Like animal? I kind of like the albino fallow on Hirsch. Did you get a great one yet? Nope, we are still trying. We're going to go to one more spot tonight, or today, and then that's going to be it for the stream, so we'll see if we can get so lucky. Caught an 18-pound flathead on a 4-pound test. Nice. Alright, let's see. Oh, good. I'm sure that mountain lion won't impact everything we're trying to do right now. Last time I went fishing, I caught the same smallmouth 3 times. No one said bass were the most intelligent species, but they are one of the most fun to fish for. They're just, there's the max one. They're just so aggressive. Not only does it make for fun, like actual catching, but the fights, like the retrieval, I guess, is also quite fun. Why? I keep doing that. We got him anyway. Alright, 2 more bears, and then we shall wrap up. Oh. Gotta leave that go for now, just for hunting pressure reasons. I think that'll be the mythical here. How many kills you at? Somewhere around 6,000, I'm not really sure where. I stopped counting like 1,500, 2,000 kills ago. A level 12 black bear great one at 3:12 p.m. Imagine. I love the fact that you're using metric units instead of Imperial. Greetings from Romania. Well, it all stems back to the Hunter Classic because so many of the weights in this game are the same as in Classic. Like a max weight whitetail in Classic is 85 to 100 kilo, same as in Call of the Wild. It's just easier because Classic doesn't have a choice for Imperial, so it's just easier for me to stick with the estimates and stuff I already know in those units rather than relearning them in pounds. Is a long live stream? Yeah, we're just going a little bit over. I want to check this spot, and then this will be the last thing we do because I need to head on up to my parents for the game. I gotta get Shadow ready. I told Kyla we should get Shadow a Steeler jersey, but she didn't think that was a good idea. I just never changed the settings. Hey, fair enough. The game was made for metric for sure. I mean, you look at just the zeroing ranges, 150, 75, 300. If you go through in yards, it's like 60, no, it's, yeah, 64, 121, and 328 or something like that. One final spot, let's see. There's a chance I didn't quite run far enough. I should move that 10, I'm just lazy. Okay, that's not fair. Now one final spot. Didn't get me a cowboy shirt, and you see how that turned out for us? Oh boy, I gotta stop at a Steelers place on the way home. Heh, look, their levels add the 10 again. This is going to be where the great one spawns. The last 2 times we've had levels adding the 10. Just give me one bear, level 10. And I'll never make a bear pun again. Until like a day later when I probably will. Have you moved all your I don't even, what? Moved my male bears? Live, laugh, love, Steelers. Me too. I don't know what it is. Bears over there look fat. That's the second time I thought we had a great one there today. Ah, you bugger. Stopped right when we shot. Time to heat up the deer chili for the game. Nice. I made deer chili last night. Would have been interesting to count. I bet in those 2 hours we had to have killed just male bears. I would say 60 or better. Like, we get the numbers now for bears. I feel like we have that down. A little more luck. That's all we need. Low-key convinced that losses on me, taking it hard, going to reflect in the offseason, come back better than ever next year. You just got to, you know, everybody's got to do their job. Got to really buckle down, dial in as a fan. Hashtag next year's our year. Prediction for the game tonight, I'm not even gonna, I'm too afraid of jinxing anything. I already did a prediction on my football channel. If you want to check that out, Flinter Football on YouTube, you can see the prediction, but we're going all in. Picking the Steelers to win, but I'm not going to do a score prediction or anything like that. On that note, at least we killed a mythical today. No big bears, no trophy lodge to go back to, but that is going to do it for this stream. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in to the early stream. Should be back to the regular schedule next week, and we will be back to the regular Twitch schedule of Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for Classic, and the 1 p.m. stream on Friday, Call the Wild or Way the Hunter, whatever we end up doing. And I'll hope to see you in one of those streams. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!